Have you ever thought about a seed? Good seeds are little things that, if planted at the right time, the right place, and are tended to, become huge blessings down the road. Whatever seeds you're sowing today, seeds for your future, for your family, for your faith, or for actual food, you're at the right place. Welcome to the Sowing Seed Podcast. Now, here's your host who married way above himself, Matt Miller.
I'm in the middle right now of reading Derek Siver's book, Anything You Want. It's a really, really short book. Take you about an hour to read it. I think I got about halfway through it last night after getting it in the mail from Amazon. Derek is a good friend of Tim Ferriss. He's been on Tim's show numerous times. He was the founder of CD Baby back in the 90s. CD Baby is essentially a website that enabled independent artists to sell their CDs online because there was no other way to do so in record stores and that type of thing back at the time. He built the site for about a decade and I think ended up selling it for $22 million about 10 years in. I think back in 2008 or so was when that all happened. But anyway, the guy just has knowledge bomb after knowledge bomb and insight after insight. And so you may hear a couple episodes over the next few months that key in on some of the things that Derek has to say in his book. One of the ones that struck out to me the most that I wanted to share to begin with is, by not having any money to waste, you never waste money. That is such a powerful statement because so many of us use money as an excuse why not to move forward or what have you, instead of figuring out a way. You know, I literally started my vending business 13 or so years ago with one gumball machine that I bought for $36 on eBay and even drove across Houston to pick it up so I didn't have to pay for shipping because that's all I had. I built my vending company from the ground up to where I had 75 schools I was doing business in and out of in a 1998 Honda Accord. Why? Because that's all I could afford. And even though not ideal, when you don't have the money and you don't have access to credit like we didn't at the time because of our financial situation, you get really, really creative. And I think that's what Derek talks about here is too many of us wait or never pursue our dreams instead of just figuring out a way. Yeah, I've got a buddy right now that's doing some pretty cool things with an investor group with some cosmetic stuff. And they keep waiting to find investors to do what they want to do. And a comment I said to him the other day was, dude, just get busy selling some stuff and you guys will figure it out. But why wait if you've already got the basics put together? But the head of the group is waiting for that $1 million or $1.5 million investor to come around so that they can buy the exact equipment that they need, you know, to do everything that they need to be able to do, versus bootstrapping this thing for a while, figuring it out, paying for equipment as they go. Maybe won't happen quite as fast, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You hear so many companies out there, especially tech companies, and their burn rates, you know, how much money they are ending up burning through and that they need more investors or else they're going to have to close their doors. And to be honest, I've got to oftentimes wonder, what the heck are they spending all that money on? Because I started a business with $36 and a dream. And I know there are other needs. I know there are, you know, programmers and all kinds of stuff, employees and all that many of these companies have to hire. But I think because many of them have a huge wad of money that gets thrown their way, that instead of being frugal and wise with it, they spend it on a lot of stuff that isn't necessary and is a complete and total waste. So count it as a blessing if money is tight, because you won't waste it. And in the early days, because you learn not to waste it, you'll learn how not to waste it later on as well, once you truly do succeed. And in the process, you'll have a lot more profitable company in the long term. You'll be able to help a lot more people along the way because you never had that waste to begin with. I hope this helps, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Sowing Seed Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a 5-star review in iTunes or your podcast player of choice. So until next time, go plant the seed you need to succeed.